Good morning, students. Welcome to fifth part of reconstruction of partnership. Previous class we went through question number 11. Now today we will be solving question number 13. Let us go through the question first. This is question number 13. Following is the information you are required to pass journal entries and prepare revaluation account and balance sheet. But for balance sheet we need balances of capital, so it is implied even given or not, we have to prepare partners capital account. So in this case we are required to prepare journal entries, revaluation account, partners capital account and balance sheet. After revaluation in books of Sajan and Nirmi. Sajan and Nirmi are partners sharing profits in ratio of 5:3. The firm's balance sheet as on 31st March 17 is as under. As per balance sheet, capital balances are given, general reserve and P&L balance is given. 12% bank loan, creditors, bills payable. On asset side, non-current assets includes land and building, machinery, furniture, investments whose market value is 18,000 and books value is 20,000. As we are carrying out reconstitution, now we are supposed to record this as at market value. Compared to book value, market value is reducing, that means it will result into loss. Debtors less bad debts reserve is given, stock is given and cash balance is given. Now let us go through adjustment first. As per adjustment, partners decide to revalue assets and liabilities of the firm and distribute profit in ratio of 1:1. Old ratio was 5:3 and now they are going to share profits equally. As they are changing profit sharing ratio, we need to reconstitute the firm. And the terms of revaluation were land and building increased by 10%, machinery and furniture reduced by 40%, 1000 of bad debts reserve not required, repairing expenses of 1500 for stock is required, 1500 out of creditor is now not to be paid, which is to be recorded in books, means creditors will reduce. Outstanding expenses of rupees 10,000 and outstanding income of 2,000, they were unrecorded, so now we need to record. And investments are to be shown at market value. Even if this point is not given, it is implied. Now we are going to record investments at market value because we are carrying out reconstitution. So that's all for the question. Now let us go through the solution part. So first transaction, let us go through adjustment first. Value of land and building increased by 10%, whereas previously land and buildings were worth rupees 1,40,000. As we are required to increase value of land and building by 10%, from 1,40,000 we need to increase to 1,54,000. Increase in value of land and building will be our profit, and as value of asset increases it has to be debited, so entry will be land and building account debit to revaluation account, and amount rupees 14,000. Then posting the same into ledger, it would be recorded on credit side of revaluation account by land and building account rupees 14,000. And now in balance sheet, value of land and building, previously it was 1,40,000, now it is increased by 14,000, so now it becomes 1,54,000. Then second adjustment, machinery and furniture are to be reduced by 40%, means 80,000 30,000 to be reduced by 40%. So accordingly, decrease in value of asset will be recorded as a loss, so entry would be revaluation account debit to machinery account and to furniture account. Both are to be reduced by 40%. The original value of machine was 80,000. 40% of 80,000 will be equal to 32,000. And same way, furniture was 30,000. So 40% of 30,000 would be 12,000. So total reduction in value of asset will be of 44,000. And now posting the same into ledger, it would be shown on debit side of revaluation. To machine, it is reducing by 32,000. And to furniture, it is reducing by rupees 12,000. And now in balance sheet we need to record the new value of machinery and furniture. Machinery, previously it was 80,000, a reduction of 32,000, so now balance of machinery will be 48,000. Same way, furniture, previous value was 30,000 and reduction is of 12,000, so now new value becomes 18,000. Then third adjustment, rupees 1000 bad debts reserve is not required. Means out of 1500, now we need only 500. 1000 is not required. So the value of provision has to be reduced. If we want to decrease the provision, it will be recorded this way. Debtors original value was 40,000, whereas now the required value of bad debts reserve is only 500. From 1500 we need to reduce it by 1000, so now it will become 500. So net balance in outer column will be 39,500. And now the value of provision is reducing. When a provision is reducing, that means liability is reducing, and whenever liability reduces, it will be considered as profit for the firm, so it will be recorded on credit side. So accordingly we can frame entry. Journal entry would be bad debts reserve account debit to revaluation account. So journal entry, bad debts reserve account debit to revaluation account. The value of provision reduces by rupees 1000, which will be profit for the firm. Then next adjustment, it was rupees 1500 repairing expenses required or for stock. So that means the asset value will reduce by 1500 because it now requires repairs, and cost of repairs will be considered as a loss for the firm. So entry would be revaluation account debit, and this adjustment has to be made out of stock. So value of stock has to be reduced. In order to reduce the stock, we need to credit it by rupees 1500. So this would be the journal entry. Posting the same into ledger, revaluation account debit to stock account. So it will appear on debit side of revaluation account rupees 1500, and now stock would be recorded as 31,500 minus 1500, that will be equal to 30,000. Then next adjustment, 1500 out of creditor is now not to be paid. As we are not required to pay creditors, creditors will reduce. Previously creditors were 32,000. As creditors are reducing, it's our income, so decrease the liability account debit, that is creditors account debit, to incomes are to be credited to revaluation account, and creditors are reducing by 1500, and then posting the same into ledger. Entry was creditors to revaluation. So on credit side of revaluation we need to record by creditors 1500, and now in balance sheet value of creditors will decrease by 1500. Previously it was 32,000, so now it will become 30,500. The next adjustment was related to outstanding expenses 10,000 and outstanding income 2,000. So recording the same. Outstanding expense means unrecorded liability to be recorded. Increase in liability will be loss for the firm, so revaluation account debit to outstanding expense account, and the value of outstanding expenses as per adjustment was rupees 10,000. Same way, outstanding incomes were unrecorded, so if we record it, it will lead to increase in asset. In order to increase the asset has to be debited. The outstanding income account debit to revaluation account. Because of outstanding income, our asset will increase, that will be considered as profit, so it has to be recorded on credit of revaluation. Now posting the same into ledger. First half was revaluation to outstanding expense, so outstanding expenses would appear on debit side of revaluation as rupees 10,000, and second effect of same, it leads to increase in our liability, so outstanding expenses would be appearing on liability side of balance sheet 10,000. Same way, outstanding income is to be credited to revaluation account worth rupees 2,000, and second effect of same, as income is increasing, it will be recorded as our asset outstanding incomes worth rupees 2,000. And then coming towards last adjustment, which was related to investment. Investments are to be shown at market value. Previous value of investment was 20,000 and market value is 18,000, means value of investment will reduce by 2,000, which will be treated as loss for the firm. So entry for same will be revaluation account debit to investments account. and decrease in value of investments by rupees 2000 as a loss, posting the same into ledger. Entry was revaluation to investments, so to investments account on debit side rupees 2000, that is by reduction in value of investment. And now in balance sheet we will be recording new value of investment or market value of investments, which will become 18,000. After completing all the adjustments, now we need to carry out the procedure of balancing. So on balancing the revaluation, we can see total of debit is exceeding credit. So first we need to note down the total of debit side, which comes to 57,500. Same value on debit side, on credit side 57,500, and difference on credit side will result into value of loss. Total comes to 18,500, so difference comes to 39,000, and that value of loss will be distributed among partners, that is Sajan and Nimmi. So entry would be partners capital account debit to revaluation account. So here we will be writing by partners capital. So in partners capital it would be recorded as to revaluation account, and this amount will be distributed in their old profit sharing ratio, and old profit sharing ratio was 5:3. So accordingly value comes to 24,375 and 14,625. Now journal entry wise, journal entry for loss. Because of loss, capital will decrease. In order to decrease the capital, capital has to be debited. So accordingly entry Sajan's capital account debit. As we are dealing with fluctuating capital method, we will be using the term capital. If we are dealing with fixed capital, we need to use the term current account. So Sajan's capital account debit, Nimmi's capital account debit to revaluation account. Same way, if firm would have earned profit, entry would have been upside down, means revaluation to Sajan to Nimmi. Value of loss was rupees 39,000, and that was to be distributed in their old profit sharing ratio, which was 5:3. So it came to 24,375 and 14,625. After completing all the adjustments and revaluation, now we need to refer to balance sheet and find out if there are any reserves or accumulated losses provided. Like on liability side, we can find general reserve and P&L account. They imply the balance of profits or accumulated profits. On asset side, we cannot find any value of loss like accumulated losses, P&L debit balance. So that part is not required. Now these reserves and profits are to be provided to partner. Again, as they are to be provided to partners, partners capital are to be increased. In order to increase partners capital would be credited. So entry would be general reserve account debit. Total value of general reserve available with the firm was rupees 80,000. Profit and loss account debit, value of profit and loss balance was rupees 48,000 to Sajan's capital account and to Nimmi's capital account. And again, reserves, revaluation, profits or loss, everything is to be distributed among old partners in old ratio. So accordingly it will be distributed. Sum total of these two comes to 1,28,000 and to be distributed in ratio of 5:3. That comes to again 80,000 and 48,000 only. Now posting the same into ledger, reserves are to be provided to partners. It will lead to increase in partners capital. In order to increase partners capital are to be credited. So by general reserve account in their old ratio, which was 5:3, 80,000 distributed in 5:3 comes to 50,000 and 30,000. Same way P&L balance, by P&L account, again that is to be distributed among old partners in old ratio, and old ratio was 5:3, that comes to 30,000 and 18,000. After completing adjustments and referring to accumulated profits and losses, now we need to refer to those entries in balance sheet which were not dealt with, like capital, 12% bank loan, bills payable. They all will be put up at their respective places. So capital balances would be posted on credit side of capital account as opening balance. That was capital before adjustments or before reconstitution. Sajjan's capital as per balance sheet was 80,000 and Nimmi's capital was 50,000. Then 12% bank loan. There was no adjustment related to same. So directly same value will be recorded in outer column. 12% bank loan, rupees 70,000. Then creditors we have dealt with, but bills payables. Again, there was no adjustment related to bills payable. So it has to be recorded at same value. Bills payables were rupees 10,000. Then coming towards asset side, land and building, machinery, furniture, investments, they are already dealt with. Debtors, stock, that is also dealt with. But cash balance, there was no adjustment about cash. So it will be recorded as it is, rupees 30,000. Finally, we need to close partners capital account. Sajjan and Nimmi, under both the cases total of credit is exceeding debit. So first note down the total of credit side. For Sajjan it comes to 1,60,000. Same value on debit side 1,60,000 and difference on debit side 160 minus 24,375. 135,625. That would be the balance to be carried down to balance sheet. So Sajjan's capital balance comes to 1,35,625. Same way for partner Nimmi. Total of credit side comes to 98,000. Same value on debit side 98,000 minus 14,625. That comes to 83,375. And that will be again replaced here. 83,375. Finally, we need to club up the value of capital and transfer it to outer column. That comes to 2,19,000. And last phase would be the total of balance sheet. So the total of balance sheet comes to 3,39,500. 3,39,500. So that's the way of preparation of ledger account and balance sheet in case of reconstitution of partnership. Thank you. Have a good day.